What is going on, people? I am here for, if you couldn't tell by the title, another movie review. But before I get into that, let me address this channel, with this whole guidelines and stuff. Just so everybody knows, this channel is not meant for kids. I don't do anything too crazy. I do movie reviews and such, but there are movies that I do watch and review that have more adult content. This movie being one of them, so pretty much not child appropriate. So just in case you wanted to know, this channel is not for kids. So again, like I said, nothing too crazy, but every once in a while I'll review a horror movie that has, more adult situations that aren't meant for kids. So anyway, the movie I'm about to review was sent over to me by the awesome people at RLJE Films. The movie itself is a Shudder original. It says it came out in 2017, but I believe this is, I'll have to check, but the Blu-ray will be released February 4th of this year, so in 2 weeks from yesterday, it would be released. This might be the first physical copy. They might have it on DVD, but the Blu-ray itself is getting released in 2 weeks. Like I said, it's a Shudder original. This is actually a Taiwanese movie. Haven't really seen many of them, to tell you the truth. So this is like the first dive into Taiwanese horror. But the movie is called Mon 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 Monsters. So pretty much almost from the way I read it and the title and stuff, kind of, if you get too scared so much, you kind of repeat yourself kind of deal. That's what I'm guessing. I could be completely wrong, but Mon 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 Monsters. This movie was written and directed by Giddens Ko. Probably going to butcher a lot of these names, and with the characters' names, I'm not even going to attempt to try them because they're pretty hard. It also stars Eugenie Louis, again, horrible with names, especially foreign names. It also stars Tsai and Teng, again, horrible with names, among many others. So pretty much what this movie is about, you get again, I'm not even going to attempt to say the names of the characters. Let's just say there's a young kid in, I'm guessing, high school at least, that gets bullied a lot of the time. And at one point in time, he gets kind of framed, I guess, for stealing the class money, class money for trips and stuff like that. Well, he gets framed and said, he's the one who stole all the money. It's happened before. Now it's pointed at him. So what happens? You find out that it wasn't him. It was actually a group of kids that have done this as like a prank, as like bullying and stuff. Well, let's just say at one point in time, he has to go and do community service for, stealing the money. Well, the teacher kind of figures out that he didn't do it, or didn't do it alone kind of deal. You see all these kids kind of like messing with him. So she sends these other teenagers with him to do the community service. So pretty much what they have to do, they have to go to, I don't know if it's like a senior citizen's house or something like that, but they have to go and kind of help these older people. Well, let's just say that by chance or by circumstance or whatever it is, they go to this place and they end up running into these two, I guess in this one they call it like flesh-eating monsters and stuff like that. It's just these two monsters. You find out later what they are and what they're there, not what they're there for, but you find out what these creatures are. Like I said, they're more flesh-eating, so they've been killing, non-stop. You find out that you see a larger one and then a younger one. At the end, not really a spoiler, I guess, you find out that they're sisters. So anyway, they run into these two creatures. One gets away, and the other one they catch. The little one they catch, and to kind of save themselves from, getting in trouble by the police, which they think they're going to get in trouble for, they end up taking this creature and they end up kind of tying it and, battening it down because it is, a very strong and whatever. So you see it's chained and everything. You find, and as they're going through, they kind of enlist the help of this girl who is seems like she's like a science major or whatever you want to call it. She's kind of looking into like the blood and the teeth and whatever, and you find out what these creatures are because of that. They find out, who they are and where they're from and what this is and a story behind it. So throughout the rest of the movie, they're kind of using this creature for their own kind of experiments and stuff. And let's just say by the end, the older sister, the older monster, let's just say wants revenge, wants to find her sister. And let's just say from the first half of the movie, it is more of a comedy. It's not comedy, full out comedy, but it has, horror comedy elements. And the second half kind of turns into like a totally different movie. Like I said, it's more of a revenge type deal where the older sister monster, whatever you want to call it, is now on the search for the younger sister. And let's just say she goes on a warpath, and it's just all over the place. It's crazy. Like I said, from the first half to the second half of the movie, it's a completely different. Like if you watch the second half, and watch the first half after, you wouldn't think it was the same kind of deal. But overall, it's a very entertaining, very different. I don't want to say, I'll say different because it's, again, I guess in across the pond, if you would say, some of the stuff is just all over, all crazy, and definitely different than what you see in the States here. It's kind of like watered down here. Almost you look at like Ringu and, stuff like that. I forget what, the Grudge and stuff is called in China, but you see the difference between, movies over there in China or places that don't have as many regulations, I guess you want to call it. So watching this kind of deal, especially like I said, towards the back half, it was just like, it just goes crazy all over the place, like blood, guts, gore everywhere. I must say, like I said, it's a tale of two movies. The first half, again, more on your horror comedy side, I guess you want to call it, because there is some aspects to it. It does get the lines and joking and stuff is more in the first half. The second half, it becomes just all out craziness. So I say definitely go ahead. Like I said, this movie does come out in 2 weeks. It comes out February 4th. I'll leave the link to where you can purchase it. I'll also leave the link to the trailer so you can check that out as well. This is it does have subtitles, but it also has the English kind of dubbing kind of deal. I did it that way just because coming from work, sometimes I don't really want to sit there and read the entire movie. So what I did, it gives you the option of English dubbing, or it gives you the option of subtitles and stuff, or it does have the the Chinese language without subtitles and stuff. So it gives you a little bit leeway. Depends on how you want to watch a movie, what kind of what kind of movie you like. If you like reading subtitles, stuff like that. But definitely one to check out because, like I said, definitely different. And like I said, it's a tale of two movies in my eyes, but really interesting. Definitely go ahead and check it out. Again, thank you to the people at RLJE Films for sending this one over. Something I did not, again, should be on Shudder as well. I don't know if it's still on there or not, but I'll leave the link to where, if you're more of a physical media collector, I'll leave the link to where you can purchase it. And of course, I'll leave the trailer and stuff. And yeah, if you haven't already and you enjoyed this review, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and of course, if you want to know when I do upload more stuff, hit that little bell button so you get notified for everything I do upload. Also, check the description for everything I talk about, as well as all my other social media. I got a Twitter, I got a Facebook fan page, I got an Instagram where I show off the movies behind me. I got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm part of the Dorkening, so check that out. Check out our podcast. Check out our live shows on Tuesday. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this review. And I guess until next time, I'll see you guys.